Hey guys, I'm getting some messages of concerned NIO investors that a very famous or important bank has sold their entire stake in NIO, and a couple of bloggers and YouTubers have reported about it. And so I want to have a second look because I think actually we may not actually say that this is truly the case. So here's what I found out. So first of all, who is the Norges bank, or well, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it's the Norwegian government pension fund, and they are quite famous because they are investing all of the money that they get from the Norwegian oil into assets, and they have more than 1.4 trillion US dollars in assets. So this is very, very big. This is one of the major players in the financial world, and they have been doing actually quite fine, and we know that they are invested in NIO, and actually this makes a lot of sense because, of course, NIO is also very active in Norway and also is a player in the area of sustainable transport, mobility and further trends. And so surely they want to have some exposure. And if you are looking at their previous ownership here, you can see that there have been periods in which they reported 0 shares, and now if we look at the latest filing date, the 9th of May, you can see that they have reported 0 shares, which basically leads some people to conclude that they have sold all of their 13.7 million shares. However, if we look a little bit into the details here, that may actually not be the case. First of all, if you look at what the portfolio holdings reported here for the entire fund, you can quickly see, like with the latest reporting, actually all of these names here have dropped to 0 shares, minus 100%. So all of these are usually holdings. With that, of course, also in there's NIO somewhere when I can find it. Yeah, there it is. I think they're also holding Tesla. Let's have a look. Yes, and everything is down to basically 0 shares, 100%. So does that make a lot of sense? Well, I would argue it doesn't make a lot of sense because that would mean that they have basically sold off their entire portfolio. And well, there have been interviews actually by those who are running the fund. And let me see if I can actually find it here in the news somewhere, because they have said that basically it's going to be a challenging year, and they have some issues right now or they're seeing issues in the equities market. So, well, you could say that they are quite conservative right now and are actually a little bit skeptical on the performance of the fund going forward. Actually, they have a negative return in the first quarter here, and speaking about a lot of turbulences. But would it mean that they go entirely into cash here and sell all of their existing positions that they're having? I doubt that. And well, if we're looking here into what has actually been filed with the SEC, this Form 13F is basically an empty form. So you're wondering, why are they sending an empty form? And that might be here in the details. So this is basically an explanation sending with the filing, and here it says Norwegian bank has submitted its Form 13F to the SEC pursuant to a request for confidential treatment. This action is consistent with discussions between Norges bank and the SEC. So basically they are not giving a public disclosure of their holdings for this filing period, as far as I can understand it. It seems that this is something that they are allowed to do if they speak with the SEC. There must be reasons for that. I don't know the reasons, and I actually also don't know the entire procedures for it. But this might be the reason why they have actually sent basically an empty table of holdings, and thereby why NIO shares here are reported at 0, and along with that, all of the other reporting holdings are also reported as 0. So do we know if Norges bank actually has sold the shares or not? No, we don't really know. It's basically an empty filing. It could mean that they have sold NIO, but it could also mean that they have increased NIO. We just don't know. It's not a public filing, but in Fintel, this data is showing up as 0 shares. So that means we don't really know it. Be careful about those reports online, and also always be very skeptical about things that are being said online, including what I'm saying here. I've made mistakes on this channel as well with incorrect information. If I have it, then I try to correct it. But with this filing, we can certainly not surely say that they are holding 0 shares. we just don't know how many shares they're holding. I guess they will be disclosing it at some point in time. Then we'll know if they actually bought more or if they reduced some or if they're just holding. We'll find out about that. Anyways, today is a big day. We've got the consumer inflation reports coming out from the US, so that will be a very important factor going forward. If the inflation comes in less than expected, like previously talked here on this channel, then that might be good for the market. If it's still high up and rising, then this might be really bad. So this might be a very volatile day. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.